What's up, everyone?
Hey, guys.
So today we're going to talk about one of the secrets to fluid dancing.
Yeah, so one of the things that we like to think about the most in accomplishing fluid dancing is with our spines, right? And actually how we get to utilize them. So one thing that we start to do before any Jack and Jill, before we do our showcase
It's
routine,
move the
we
spine.
we move, right? So we want to just kind of warm up. And a lot of times I use an elastic band where I'll actually stretch and I'll contract my body forward and backwards. So we start to look for a lot more space. I can go open and then contract. And then I can even push side by side. So we want to just get a lot of the spine just kind of lubricated, maybe going in big circles and taking it around. The idea is that you want this to be very intuitive, right?
Yeah.
So get the spine moving a little bit.
When we're going to connect with a partner, what we want to think about as a leader is I don't want to lock into my arms or just think about my hip. When I think about flow, I need to visualize my spine moving first to then the external part of my body responding to it. So when I do on my own, like Nicole just showed, as a leader, if I just do a few steps, I always think about first moving from upper body of the spine before the rest of my body moving and finding motion, right? So it's a good way to think about separating the two. If I think about spine and hip moving at the same time, it can be very direct into my weight transfer. If I think about spine, then hip, or like weight transfer, we're gonna have a disconnect to then reconnect, which will show flow in your body before action.
Yeah. We want this to come from the feet pushing the spine over. A lot of the times, if we just do the spine, right, it can look kind of empty. So we need to think about how the feet can actually help influence our spine in specific directions.
Yeah.
Yeah?
When we do a triple step for the anchor, we love to practice this, and we advise you to practice that. If I'm very direct into my hip, I'm going to lock my spine to be almost as one full motion on the anchor step. So it's going to be a triple, go directly into it. So I'm going to create a bit more pressure towards the lower body. Now, if I do exactly the same, I'm going to widen my frame. It's going to be a triple step, so I can feel, because my frame is wider, I have way more motion from the spine before I decide to find the hip for the anchor step.
It's also lighter in the connection. We don't feel like it's as direct or that it's as adamant that we look for stretch really quickly. It's we can actually take time and journey through to the anchor. And that's what allows us to have the fluidity as well, is that we have more time.
So every time you're going to dance and you think about having flow with your spine, you need to think about either connecting with your follower, so you're going to bring your partner into a flow, or you're going to isolate and create your own movement, right? So if I give a few examples, if I want to find flow with my follower, I'm going to have my spine connected to directly my hand to stay in action with my partner. If now I want to isolate, I can isolate my frame to have more motion on my own and create a bit more flow inside my own body without sharing that with my partner.
Right.
Yeah, so you have the two options here.
And that's very important too. As a follower, if I feel that my leader creates motion from their body and it sends the signal into the hand, then what I don't want to do is isolate my frame and just kind of go on my own. I want to make sure that I'm following that. So if he's sending me a signal, I'm trying to mimic his action and create almost like this mirror effect, right? Because I can feel his body and the connecting hand really synchronizing together so that it sends me the proper information to get me to move. Now, if he isolates his frame, meaning his body moves, but his hands are a little bit more neutral, at that point, I can understand that I also have the freedom and capability to leave this where it's at and move my body without it necessarily moving with my body. Yeah.
So last advice, think about having first upper motion that will dictate where your feet are going, right? So when we're moving and we think about spinal flow, we want first upper body, then the feet will go where the upper body wants to go. If we go the opposite, we have the feet first, it's where we disconnect from the spinal movement, right? So I always think about where my spine wants to go. I want to tell this where my foot will go. I want to first breathe, then my foot will have the action. So we always have a bit more delayed movement from the feet. We first think about where the upper body wants to go, breathe and connect. Yeah?
Yeah.
We're going to dance a little bit to show it to you, and then your time to work on it.
Thank you everybody for joining us for today's West Coast Swing lesson. We hope that that gave you some good materials and solid tools to be able to take home and be able to improve your dancing. Remember, everything that we have here is completely free because we believe that good dance education should be available to everybody.
But now, if you're ready to take your dancing to the next level and deep dive into technique and get full structure classes, you can join our online classes program. We have a full library waiting just for you.
Yes, you can check that out at tbonicole.com, or we'll also link it down in the description below. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to refine your skills in West Coast Swing, we have a path curated just for you, so go check it out.
For now, keep dancing, keep pushing, keep enjoying, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.